Good morning, guys. A great good morning to all who tune into the Guyanese Critic Morning Live. This morning is one that will be very unique and should be remembered. Guyana is hosting, as a matter of fact, its first oil and gas conference, and that is happening just behind me at the Marriott Hotel. Right? It's being hosted here. And hi, good morning. As we speak, I'm here. I've positioned myself here, and I'll be going in just now. But I positioned myself here for you guys to see and get an understanding of exactly what's going on here. It's a lot of hustle and bustle. Yesterday was the first day of 4 days of the oil and gas conference, and today is the second day in. Yesterday, the event was opened with speeches from President Mohamed Irfan Ali, a number of other dignitaries, Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, the President of Ghana, the President of Suriname, and everybody had great intentions. Everybody spoke positive about where Guyana is going to be and what they expect from Guyana being an oil-producing nation. Now, the reason I've chosen this position is for you to understand what's going on here. First thing is, as you can see, a lot of people are going in. Inside, it's congested with traffic yesterday. As a result of this conference, there was a lot of traffic congestion through Georgetown. Traffic jams all the way through Georgetown. This morning is a little bit different, and I can tell you it's heavy security because we are hosting, presently in our country, there are 3 different presidents. The President of Ghana, the President of Suriname, and the President of Barbados, the Prime Minister of Barbados, as a matter of fact. But also a lot of diplomats, a number of different dignitaries are here. And what I'm really trying to get at, because I'm a bit confused. I'm really excited to get to the bottom of it. Maybe to better explain to you what's going on here. Now, if you did not know, this is very important for us. For Guyana to be able to host such an event, it shows our capability, our abilities, what we can do. Everybody's here now on the ground, and they're expressing different interests. They want to play different roles in Guyana and Guyana's new development. My interest is, what role do you as the Guyanese want to play? Yesterday, just behind the camera, they would have had some protesters led by none other than Glenn Lal, the publisher for the Kaiser News, who seems to have a unique interest in seeing instability in certain areas in Guyana. That's very unfortunate that he is not a part or doesn't want to play a role in this new found wealth and the development, or a meaningful role. He suggests that he plays a role, but a meaningful role. Visibly missing also was the main opposition. And it's worrying. Yes, my brother. The world is coming here. The main opposition made complaints of them not being invited, but the world is here. You have people from Poland. I met venture capitalists from Dubai. Who invited them? They are all here. The world is here. Dignitaries and people from 31 different countries are here. Our hotels are filled to capacity. The Pegasus Suites was not set to be completed as yet, and they had to rush to set up in a hurry to be able to house people who are here in Guyana. People from all over the world are here. So I'm asking myself, why aren't Guyanese really looking at this as the opening up of opportunities for Guyanese? And how do we plan to capitalize on that in the future? Now, firstly, you didn't have an opportunity to see inside. You will get that opportunity today. I hope You would have listened to what the president had to say, what Prime Minister of Barbados had to say, Mia Motley, the Surinamese president and the Guyanese president, the president of Ghana, what he also had to say. Because these are the president of Ghana and the president of Suriname are people presidents who lead up oil producing countries. So they come with some experience. I can't say a wealth of experience because there's always some bit of controversy surrounding oil producing countries. So I wouldn't say a wealth of experience, but nonetheless experience because they have been producing. Suriname has been producing oil for quite some time now, has been an oil producer for quite some time now. So now, as I speak, you'd see going through security checkpoints. There's a main security checkpoint where police are here, and you have a lot of police too on the, like in plain clothes, so you're not known to ensure security and so on. So you see the vehicles coming in, and these are different business persons who have an interest in seeing how they could capitalize on this opportunity. What Guyanese need to be thinking about, the regular man on the street. If you're a cane cutter, what is the first thing that I could do, or what training I could acquire to be able to move from being a cane cutter or a farmer to benefiting from helping with services for the oil production? Now, welders. And I can tell you, as it relates to oil companies and how they operate, the standards are very high. So how you dress, you know, drug testing, the drivers that drive the people who work with the oil companies are drug tested very often. They got to be, you know, trained in a certain way. They got to be manually. And these, just getting yourself in tune with being able to provide services for the oil companies would do a lot for bringing Guyanese in check. Now there are a number of businesses. Back that way there are tents, and there are a number of businesses. You see flags from different countries flying, but there's a number of businesses that are showcasing what they can do. And when you're going there, when you go into that, the booth area where there are the different booths, you will see the standard of how they're showcasing themselves, and you realize the importance in being of a certain standard to be able to provide service to oil companies. That in itself, educating Guyanese to reach to that level, and us acting in a certain manner, carrying ourselves in a certain way, everything. Insurance is going to do better. More jobs are going to be created once you, the Guyanese citizen, take the opportunity to capture those jobs. And I know this morning I'm in a you know, people are accustomed to me being just laid down plain, but at what point in time do I too up the game, right? What point in time do we showcase, because the world is looking at Guyana now, and people are looking for any bit. If you go to Google and find out and do the search, what Guyana is one of the most searched countries or sought after countries on Google as we speak. What are you as the Guyanese citizen in your home doing? Are you thinking, are you going to be able, are you a seamstress? What do you have to do as a seamstress to be able to provide uniforms to persons who work in the oil industry? Those are some of the questions. I want to go a little closer so you're going to be able to see what is going on here. The vehicles that are coming in here, it's ever ending. You got business people, you got people from all over the world, guaranteed 31 countries, right? Imagine at this time, for the first time in years, you have three different heads of states in our country. You, the Guyanese citizen, have to start thinking, what is the importance of this? It's very unfortunate that the opposition is absent here. And is it as a result of the government not reaching out, or the opposition's stance? People from all over the world have come here. Why isn't our opposition here to be able to say, well, here, we heard this. We don't like what we hear. We see this. We don't like what we see. How can they better serve the people? I, the Guyanese Critic, am here on the ground. and trying to open the people's eyes as to what's going on here. Don't be outside alone. You got the right to protest. Protest if you want. If you want to make your life a protest, beautiful. Enjoy it. But come and also see what opportunities Guyanese can get. The same people that you purport to represent, please show them how they can capitalize on this while the fight goes on. Because if you look at what the opposition is interested in, they're interested in if they were in power, they would have done this. But when they were in power, they did not do it. Someone is coming. Let's see. Or someone might be passing. But again, this is the second day of the oil conference, and everybody is in or coming to Guyana. How do you capitalize on these opportunities? I want to go, look, Cyril's, you guys remember Cyril's taxis? Cyril taxis are one of the, Cyril Transportation now is one of the biggest service providers for companies affiliated with ExxonMobil and ExxonMobil. Cyril's, we used to just be a taxi, we used to be a family business, and then moved from strength to strength. Now has a lot of these big Prados. Who's this? This looks like a few different ministers are coming in here. You have everybody who is anybody on the ground. I am disappointed, I can say, to see how the opposition has excluded themselves. Not to say they haven't been included. This is an open place. You come, you get a badge, you know, you meet the requirements, and the requirements really are basically having an interest in participating in the oil and gas conference. 2022 oil and gas conference. That's all the interest you have to have, is a willingness to participate in that conference. What does this do for you? What does participating in 2022 oil and gas conference mean for you? Well, it means you will have a better understanding of how to capitalize on opportunities coming out of oil and gas. Now, there are issues I have heard many people said, and I've looked at what the world is being offered, what different countries have been offered. We have been given a wrong deal. Previous administration, now in opposition, signed a deal that basically signed away our oil resources. It's a bad deal. Some persons now are fighting to have the deal revisited when they did not. When they were afforded the opportunity, they did not revisit the deal themselves. That is questionable. Why people are acting this way? Are they interested in Guyanese getting more worth out of oil, or are they interested in getting back into power? Let's not talk about that this morning. What we have to talk about is, in our present situation, while looking at what we can do and if we can revisit those oil deals, we have to figure out how do we capitalize on what exists here. And while you go in a little later, because I'll just be doing about half an hour this morning, and this was just to explain to you guys what really is going on here and give you guys, you know, a real view of what's going down from, you know, a layman perspective. I will do a few videos from the booths of businesses that are showcasing what they can do, showcasing their readiness for the oil and gas sector. That's what's going on here. Everybody's showing their readiness. The question, the big question that I have is, are you Guyanese citizens ready? Are you ready for this big boom? Because as I go through these buildings, all the hotels are filled in this country. And as I go through these buildings, and as I go across in the evening, I go to different places like Palm Court, you're seeing a lot of people whining and dining. This seems to be the Prime Minister coming here now. So the Prime Minister. I ain't get to see, so it might It might have been the vice president. Nonetheless, all roads lead to Marriott and the oil conference. Funny enough, you would want to think I'm talking about the West Coast Road, the Linden Highway, and the East Coast and Burbies Highway. No, I'm talking about all roads in the world lead to Georgetown, Guyana, South America at the Marriott. Right now, everybody who's anybody wants to be here. Right? So let me just go inside, get a little better close up of what's going on. Okay. So right behind me, as you come in the walkway, a lot of people are dropping outside because the car park is filled here. As you come in, individuals, by the way, all or most of the services provided here are provided by Guyanese. So this is a boom, anyhow you put it, to Guyana as we speak. Today is a good day for many Guyanese because of the jobs created as a result of us hosting as Guyana, as a result of Guyana hosting this oil and gas conference. So just behind me now, you would have to produce your ID card, whether you're a foreigner, Guyanese or whatever, or your COVID card. Most individuals have on a card around their neck, which is just what role they're playing here. And you got people testing for COVID because there's a lot of people here. So you got individuals just behind the camera is a security, and he tests your temperature to ensure you're within the right temperature. So to the entrance to the Marriott, you have other security checks that will be checking for weapons, their metal detectors. Detectors, as a matter of fact, I don't know if it detects metal or what it detects, but you go through there, you get checked, and then you come into a secure area where different things are being hosted at different times. You can go online to 2022 International Energy Conference and Expo Guyana, and you could go online and you would see what are the different events being held here. Let me bring you back this way and show you what's going on here. So these are just some of the photos placed here of the individuals who, brother, who would be speaking or whatever at the conference here. Of course, as you try to enter the booth here, and there's some huge enclosed tents, and I don't know if they were who supplied them, but I can tell you it was a Guyanese company that has supplied them. This here, again, Guyanese, is an opportunity to up your game because the oil and gas sector demand a certain level of service. Not expect, they demand. To get the jobs, you would have to be at a certain level. Funny enough, that same level would afford you opportunities as a tourism country. And you've heard President Ali speak a tourism destination. We already hold the position of being Guyana's, the world's #1 eco tourism destination. Now, with our need to take ourselves to a certain level to provide services to the oil companies, you realize now the importance of using that same training and abilities that we would have acquired or will acquire in training ourselves for to provide service to oil companies. We could also use that same training to provide better tourism services, right? So just through there is the booths which we would have to go through, and I'll be doing a video in each one of the booths a little later down, so you'll be able to go in and see the different companies who are showcasing the different businesses. Oh, and there's the COVID test. Just to come in, there's also an area there that's doing COVID testing. So you have a number of different things that are going on here today. What are you planning to do? What role as a Guyanese are you planning to play? And how do you plan to capitalize on the opportunities afforded Guyanese as a result of us becoming an oil producing nation? I can tell you again, guys, everybody's here. All roads lead to Guyana. Not the highways that we have in our country. All roads. Countries are here. People of all walks of life are here. And you're seeing them passing behind me. Ask yourself, what role do you plan to play? Now, where the government of Guyana has afforded you an opportunity, a guaranteed opportunity in getting a piece of the cake, local content policy. Look at our local content policy and ask yourself, when an investor is coming to Guyana, he has to have a Guyanese business partner. Who can you partner with? Maybe you could reach out to somebody who has capabilities that you don't have and tell them, listen to me, I got some land in Guyana here. You could come to Guyana, we could partner, and we could do this thing together. Let's look at that, and during the course of the day, I'll be bringing different live videos for you from different locations in the Marriott compound where the International Energy Conference and Expo is being held, and with the intention of showing Guyanese how they can capitalize on these opportunities. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to this morning live, and I want you guys to pay attention, share this live, and see how you can use these opportunities best.